Howdy folks, I'm Strong Strontium, surgically slicing slippery seaweed.
I'm Amber.
And here's more slippery seaweed for us to surgically slice. Bizarre. Alright folks, our first letter is titled, I pretend to be asleep when my fiance gets up for work. And this is a true off my chest. I am a very light sleeper, so when my fiance gets up for work, it always wakes me up. It's not really a problem because I lay there with my eyes closed until I'm tired enough to go back to bed. Since the beginning of us living together, he always gets up for work, makes his way around me and off the bed and gets ready for work. And then he has this little ritual that I always pretend to be asleep for. He comes over, gets on his knees so that he's on the same level with my face, and gives me a kiss on my forehead, right before he whispers that he loves me. And then he slowly gets up and sneaks out of the room, giggling as he closes the door as quietly as he can. I have to be asleep for this because if I'm not, he'll go through the ritual, but I guess that he doesn't get the satisfaction of feeling like a spy when he leaves, so I don't get to hear him laugh and giggle like a little child. I can't tell him because I don't want the ritual to ever stop. I just wanted to share this with someone and coo over it for a minute because I can't do it out loud. Alright folks, what do you think of this one?
It's so adorable. I read this one and I was just like, aw, this is the cutest thing.
Yes, it's very cute and I'm very happy that they have this little ritual. So, P, I think that it's nice that you have this thing.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like a very nice partnership.
Mm-hmm. Let me know what you folks think, though. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Squeaky101 says, plot twist. It's actually a knowing giggle, and he has been aware that you are awake the whole time and are both keeping up the charade, which I think would make it even cuter. And OP replies, wait, that would actually be extra cute. And Starlight in Darkness says, he's a keeper. I also urge you to keep the magic alive in this relationship. The wedding isn't the finish line, it's the end of the first quarter. No matter how much you get bogged down in real life, take time for each other. Go on dates, even if you stay home, make it fancy or not. Do things just for you and set aside time to do it. Keep it part of the schedule. Set relationship goals. My parents have been married for 50 plus years, next anniversary, and still go on dates, dance in the kitchen, when joints allow, and makes meals for each other. I want to be like them when I grow up, and I'm almost 40. Edit, because I can't spell. And OP replies, we do this all the time. We go on dates every weekend, even if it's just to the store to look for a specific movie to watch when we get home. And we always cook breakfast together in the morning. I hope that we stay this way forever, even if I know that we won't always have the capability to do so. And Export says, one day, just open your eyes really fast, like what? And OP replies, I think that he would legitimately be terrified. Would be a little funny though. And Safe Midnight says, I'd like to see you try this and give us a little update. And OP replies, I'm definitely going to give an update when I try. And No Conference 7195 says, don't ruin the magic. And OP replies, that would ruin the magic, wouldn't it? I'm torn. Maybe I'll try it, maybe I won't. I'm not sure. And Potator says, every morning when my boyfriend heads into work, he'll enter the room and give me kisses and whisper that I love you. I'm going to work now. I'll be super safe. It's been over a year now and he's still doing it. And OP replies, that's absolutely adorable. I love it.
Nice to see these wholesome relationships.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice change of pace compared to some of the things that we read. And, the thing is, like, when you're reading on Am I the Jerk, it's sometimes easy to forget that there are really nice, wholesome, healthy relationships out there. And, we just can't see it all the time because the subreddit that we cover is terrible.
Yeah, well, what you wouldn't write in if your marriage is so happy and healthy and perfect, because then why would you be the jerk?
Yeah, exactly. All right, folks, our next letter is an update to this one that we read a little while ago. Am I the jerk for wearing white dress on my birthday 2 weeks before my brother-in-law and his fiance are getting married? And in case you are looking for this happened in episode 907. So I'll see if I can remember to link it up here, but I probably won't. So you have to dig for it. And there were actually 2 updates on this one, so I'll read this first update real quick, and then we'll move on to the second update, which I think the second update is going to be a little more exciting than the first update. But we'll cover both just so we have the background. Mm-hmm. Update on my situation with my future sister-in-law and the dress that I'm wearing to our wedding. Okay, so I was very surprised about the amount of support I got. Thank you, because I was starting to doubt myself. I just want to make it clear that the only one that I care about right now is my husband and his feelings, because somehow I felt like he was in the middle of the crossfire right now. So I talked to him and apologized for my pettiness. He was surprised and said that I had nothing to apologize for. Requesting only to approve of my dress out of 270 guests is insulting and disrespectful. You don't do that to family. So I told them that maybe I shouldn't go to the wedding after all. Sister-in-law never liked me anyways, and I'm sure that I'm only invited because she can't not. She would be happy if I didn't attend. The whole thing felt like she was finding an excuse to disinvite me. My husband then can go and be there for his brother, and everybody wins. My husband called my brother-in-law to tell him that I couldn't come and he will be attending by himself. Brother-in-law said, okay, cool, problem solved, right? No. Future sister-in-law texted me saying that I needed to show her the dress, and refusing to show her means that she is in the right and I have chosen something inappropriate and trashy. I texted back, oh, I thought you've spoken to your fiance. I won't be attending. She texted an hour later saying, yes, I have spoken to my fiance. If you remember from yesterday, none of you are welcome if you don't show me the dress. So if you still refuse, neither you nor my husband's name can attend. I talked to my husband now, and he literally had no words. He said to stop texting future sister-in-law and that he will fix this. So I'm staying out of it. Edit, there's a lot of confusion about how we're related. Me, I'm a 40-year-old female. My husband's a 40-year-old male. My brother-in-law is my husband's older brother. He's 46. And my future sister-in-law is my husband's older brother's fiance, 28-year-old female. And here is the update. My husband didn't attend his brother's wedding, and now sister-in-law is telling everyone that I've ruined her day. Okay, so yesterday was the wedding. For context, please read my other posts. Sister-in-law was still adamant that I show her my dress if either my husband and I would be attending, even though I told her that I wasn't going. Brother-in-law told my husband that he was being a jerk for not giving my wife a bride what she wanted, which was a simple quest. No matter how silly you think that she's being, you should have been the bigger person and not engaged in this petty business is what brother-in-law told my brother. My husband said that he didn't want to go to the wedding either. Sister-in-law texted me and demanded that I send her the pictures, even though we are officially uninvited now. She called me an attention grabber. My other sister-in-law, that is the sister of my husband and brother-in-law, heard of all of this. She went through with her plan, even though I begged her just to ignore it. My husband told me to just stay out of it since it's none of our business anymore. But she went through with her plans. She told the other women who were invited what happened and to dress up in short dresses and even show up in white. I think that it was just so easy to pull because none of my husband's family likes sister-in-law or brother-in-law for that matter. Sister-in-law spent the wedding angry and crying and at times refused to leave the restroom, demanding her husband kick out her sister amongst others. The sister and a few others left before dinner was served. Brother-in-law and sister-in-law got toasters from at least 50 people that they invited. I have also found out that at my birthday, my husband surprised me with a designer bag and a trip to Milano that we are taking at the end of this month. Sister-in-law thought that this was a direct insult to her because she loves Italy, and her husband refused to plan a honeymoon since the wedding would cost him a fortune, and he couldn't afford a honeymoon too. So she thought that I stole her honeymoon. Mother-in-law called me, demanding that I should fix what I ruined by giving my birthday gift to sister-in-law. Mother-in-law offered to pay for the name change on the reservations. My husband was livid hearing this because he's planned this for months. Now, my sister-in-law is saying that I have ruined her wedding by being in cahoots with my other sister-in-law and the rest of the family. I intentionally had a big party to ruin her wedding party. I wore white so that I would look like the main character in the pictures, and I stole her honeymoon dream. I wasn't. I even begged sister-in-law to forget this whole thing and not to make even more drama on sister-in-law's wedding, but here we are. I have blocked sister-in-law and brother-in-law because I don't want any more problems. Edit. I forgot to thank all of you for the support and compliments about my dress and talk about how hot I must have been. I always loved myself and always have done what makes me happy, and fashion has always been an interest of mine. Thank you for the ego boost, and I will not let others bully me because of my age or what I chose to wear and how I express myself. I follow many 40, 50, 60-year-old plus ladies on Instagram who have the same views on life, beauty and age, and I will not let stupid women and men like sister-in-law bring me down. If she is one half confident in her skin when she's my age, she will be a happy woman. All right, folks, what do you think of all of that?
That's quite the update. I mean, OP, it sounds like, didn't do anything one way or the other, so I do feel bad that OP's still caught in the crossfires.
Yeah.
Definitely what sister-in-law did to make everyone wear short dresses and white dresses is a little over the top, and I would say kind of a jerky move. It just feels like everyone decided to fight fire with fire, except OP.
I mean, I'm not a fan of how things turned out. Unfortunately, I think that the rest of the family were trying to be petty. I don't think that they did the right thing here. It sounds like they spent a lot of money on this wedding too, and enough money where they couldn't have both the wedding and the honeymoon. And so I actually, even though she's entitled and she probably is not a very nice person, I still feel bad that she had her special day ruined.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how abominable a person she is, because if the entire family hates her, it doesn't necessarily mean she's a terrible person, but from what we've seen of her so far, it doesn't paint her in a great light.
Yeah, but what good does it do by ruining somebody's wedding?
Oh, no, it doesn't. And I'm certainly not saying that they should have done it. I'm just saying I don't know if I can feel pity for her or not.
Yeah.
Information.
I think it's one of those situations where nobody was in the right on that side of things. I think that OP tried their best to navigate the situation. They were trying to not cause drama. They bowed out of the wedding and said, "Look, I know that you don't want me here, so I'm not going to show up." But that wasn't good enough for her. She had to go ahead and be even more mean and rude about it.
Yeah, well, and to be fair, probably sister-in-law, the other one, was just really upset that they would exclude OP and her husband, because, like, that's a good chunk of the family who were being excluded from this event because she wouldn't send a picture of her dress, which I assume would then have been nitpicked to death no matter what it looked like.
Yeah, and I don't think that OP did anything wrong here. You know, they wore a wedding dress, not a wedding dress, but a white dress to their birthday party. And that's what ignited all of this, and that's just kind of absurd that she would have a problem with this, even though they weren't even in the same week, you know? So, yeah, I feel very bad for poor OP. I feel bad for her husband, but it sounds like they did everything in their power not to cause this to happen, so I can't fault OP. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got a beverage of choice right here. Amber's got a joke.
Why did it take the monster 3 hours to finish a 20-page book?
Well, I can tell you exactly why it took a monster 3 hours to finish a 20-page book, Amber. It's because the monster didn't know how to read, and so they had to hunt down humans to read passages out of the book, but then they got annoyed at how they read them, so they would eat them, and then they would have to start the process all over again to find another human to read more of the book.
Very, very morbid take you have. He wasn't very hungry, was the answer.
Well, he wasn't, and that's why it took so long, because, you know, he ate the humans, and then he would be like, I'm not feeling like I can eat another human right now, so I'll just wait to read some more of the book.
He's eating the book, Brian. That's the punchline.
I understand. That's what Jovial Bobstein was pushing for. And I have Earl Grey. Oh wait, it's Mega Mint Monday. Oh well. It's supposed to be Mega Mint Monday, and I just realized, but it's the weekend for me still tomorrow, so I forgot that tomorrow is Monday. Sorry, I didn't mean to be deceptive. I apologize. It's like pulling the rug out from underneath people. They're like, oh, today, Monday, is going to be the one day that I can get. Just pretend I said Mega Mint. And I have Mega Mint. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Happy Monday. I guess it's a Monday for folks. It's a manic Monday, too, if you're on vacation or not. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please, please make it wholesome.
Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you.
No, I'm not.
You are.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.